our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Ruth Rusi, and this is how I live United. I read to children as part of United Way's education program. It helps them create links between language and literacy and prepares them for a better academic future. I figure I have the time and they have the need. My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard-hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier-hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face lick.
It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and theshelterpetproject.org.
Back to the action. This is Northeast Ohio Predators football.
Halftime here in New Kensington, Pennsylvania. Mike and DC as we look at the other scores in the PAFL. Halftime is about to happen for a lot of these games. Indy and the Nightmares were 17-14 with 5:21 to go in favor of the Tornadoes, the last I saw in the first half. Columbus Fire lead the Cleveland Cobras 16-0. And Erie on top of the South Buffalo Celtics 14-7. It is 35-0 here in New Kensington as the Wildcats jumped out to an early 7-0 lead on a 3-yard touchdown run by Michael Wilson, capped off a nice drive that the Wildcats had to open their scoring. It took them just about 3 minutes. Handful of punts and a turnover on downs. Gave WPA the ball at our territory at the 45. Took them just 4 or 5 plays, actually, to throw a 33-yard touchdown pass, the first of 2 from Wilson to Thornton at the 4:37 mark to make it 14-0. A pair of punts. Gave it back to WPA, who started at their own 13. Used 9 plays and about 7 minutes to traverse into the Predators' end zone with a 35-yard touchdown run by Michael Wilson. That's the one play, though, if I were to look at it and say, mark that one in your books, it's going to be that one, because Wilson, on third down, was sacked for a loss of about 25 yards of field position. Not only was it the loss of field position, but he went from about the Predators' 30-yard line back to nearly his own 40-yard line. We still don't know what happened, but it should have been an intentional grounding penalty because he just tried to throw the ball away.
Right.
And then a play in which They said offsetting penalties. So
With one flag.
with one flag, which was, again, initially thrown for intentional grounding. And then Wilson, hats off to him. Kid's a hell of an athlete.
Absolutely.
Made a 35-yard run straight up the middle to make it 21-0. Julian Drish threw one of his 2 interceptions in the game and had it return almost 50 yards to the Predators' 33-yard line. 4 plays before a 2-yard touchdown run made it 28-0 in favor of the number 1 seed in the Stars Conference with 4:12 to go. Predators get the ball back. Good field position at their own 42. They start with a pass over the middle to Chris Netters, and then a penalty and an interception and the drive. That another big return, and that one went right off of Netters' arm. Tipped it right up into the air, and the DB took it away. Another one, though, that had a penalty assessed to it, some point in the play that was deemed to be on the Predators, and then
Declined.
it was declined.
Obviously.
So WPA took over at the 21. Took them just 6 plays to get into the end zone on a touchdown pass, number 2 of the day, from Wilson to Thornton. Predators got the ball back, got shortchanged about 15 seconds, and then had a sack on Julian Drish to end the first half. So with about 3 minutes to go before the start of quarter number 3, that is where we are. You are up to date as we have it. Back after this in a 35-0 game in the third on the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network.
Honey, stripes are soft.
We're gonna be so late.
Introducing Pizza Hut Stuffed Garlic Knots Pizza.
Come on, gotta go.
Hold on. Can you zip me up?
An appetizer and pizza all in one. Makes the night in feel like a night out.
Just started on the appetizer.
16 hand-rolled cheese stuffed garlic knot appetizers baked into the crust of a large one-topping pizza. The new stuffed garlic knots pizza, an unbelievable amount of food, just $12.99. Only at Pizza Hut.
Does your fill-up make you feel this good? It can with Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network program.
Yeah!
Just shop through fuelrewards.com and dine at participating restaurants to earn rewards. Then use your Fuel Rewards Network card at participating Shell stations to
Save big!
Want to pay less for fuel? A lot less? Sign up free at fuelrewards.com. Restrictions apply. Limit 20 gallons per purchase per vehicle. For information on rewards expiration and other details, see fuelrewards.com.
Fill up with nitrogen-enriched Shell gasoline at the Shell Party Mart locations in Ottawa, Lipstick, Kalida, and the Main Street Party Mart.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Full Tank Transportation. Give James or Curtis a call at 440-759-7887 to schedule your party bus, shuttle bus, and charter bus with Full Tank Transportation. Bachelor and bachelorette parties, birthday parties, out-of-town softball, poker trips, Disneyland, and more. If you want to go, we want to take you. That's Full Tank Transportation at 440-759-7887, a proud supporter of Northeast Ohio Predators football.
Hey, you, yeah, you. Don't let this summer be another string of nothing but video games and potato chips. How about spending the day with some giraffe, zebra, bison, camels, and more? You can even feed them if you dare. Enjoy a camel ride, browse the gift shop, grab a bite to eat at the snack bar, or cheer on your favorite porker at the Pork Chop Downs Raceway. Only 17 miles from Cedar Point, African Safari Wildlife Park makes a great stop for all ages. African Safari Wildlife Park, a world away in your own backyard.
In it to win it. This is Predators playoff football.
Start of quarter number 3 here in Pennsylvania with the Western Pennsylvania Jags.
Still stretching on the field.
I just, well, yeah, and I just combined them again. I have WPA and PA. I do this at home with Ottawa and Ottaville and Ottawa Glandorf. So I apologize. But leading WPA, I'm just going to say from now on, leading 35-0. They will get the football now. The other big update during the break is that the Tornadoes, the number 1 seed in the opposite conference, in the Stripes Conference, leading 24-14 at the break against Cody Schuster and the Lorain County Nightmares. That game, a big win the first time around for Indianapolis that really separated the two teams in the playoff chase. Schuster did not make that trip the first time to Indianapolis around, as we know, about 4.5 hours, 5 if you're leaving from Maple Heights and you leave 2 hours late. But a tremendous talent and semi-pro, but right now, give it to Indy. Everybody kind of looked at them on the outside and said, okay, we got this team, whatever. But they have really gone out, and we've seen it ourselves twice, and just smacked teams in the mouth.
Yeah, we certainly helped them last time we played them, but they showed up to play. I mean, they came from the same distance that we went to them when we lost tremendously bad.
32-0 the first time around.
Ill prepared, but the difference in that game was a 40-yard field goal, but they made the field goal. So what, a 43-yard field goal?
Yep, end up winning 9-7.
Yeah, you take it, and then a interception with on the last
minute
of the game when you're moving the ball.
Skalecki will kick off. He'll bounce one down to the left side, be picked up at the 30 by the WPA returner. Now he'll try and turn tail. Brian Skalecki giving chase, overran it. Taz Jackson tried to get to it as well.
Strip the ball,
30,
strip the ball.
Skalecki went low and picked up the tackle because he just grabbed a hold of the foot and said, hey, everybody else, come and clean this up. So WPA with a win, no matter what happens in the other game, which I said at the half was a 14-7 lead for Erie over South Buffalo. Mild upset, given the fact that it's a 3 beating a 2, 3 hours from their house, would play here next week.
That would be pretty. I mean, that if there's an upset in that game, I'm not looking for Ron Anderson to too much say anything for the next 5 months.
Probably not. He has told me repeatedly, though, and believe it as hyperbole or whatever you want, speaking of South Buffalo,
great word.
They are not a good football team. They just hadn't peaked yet. The throw over the middle would have been incomplete and would have been into Predators territory, but the receiver that Wilson was targeting fell down. White slipped on the turf, and the clock continues to run on the incomplete pass. Pretty much think that that's just going to be a given here for the rest of this game. Again, left to right go the Wildcats.
We just lost a whole minute, literally.
Black hats, orange jerseys, black pants, white stripes, the checker stripe down the left and right side. Clap of the hands, and here comes the offensive attack again. Predators almost played that perfectly, but back out to the 34-yard line. What should have been a loss of 3 turns into a gain of 4. And
it's indicative of what's been happening for the last couple of years with this team. We've got some guys that are very physical, but the mechanics, the simple techniques of hit, wrap, and squeeze has been missing from the defensive. I've seen these coaches teach this, but during the course of the game, these players don't make good tackles.
And somebody didn't make a good decision as the penalty.
Yeah, it's against the offense. I mean,
We'll back the offense up.
Yeah, but yet the clock still runs.
4th time that WPA has been flagged for a false start. That'd be a heck of a thing. So WPA will come up to the line as the clock says 13:02 in the third, the game's penultimate quarter. Just to continue using big vocabulary words for DC. And nobody's on the slot receiver. Delmar he was 20 yards off the ball.
And
that's right where it went.
He was open the entire time. And yet the clock still runs on an incomplete pass.
And Christian Jackson is the intended receiver. The way that ball came off of his chest, though, it bounced backwards. And I think if Marcus Steele had had one more step forward, he would have been able to just pick that one up. It would have come right, because it almost boomeranged right back to him.
It hit him on his hands. He didn't secure the ball in front of him. He tried to catch it with his body, and the ball bounced forward. So that's receiver 101. Catch the ball with your hands, not with your body.
So again, a 35-0 lead for Indy as they punt the football away. Predators trying not to be shut out. Well, again, I assumed that they were going to punt the ball away, but doesn't matter who you get it to. I think this is going to be a stop at the 30-yard line. Well, they'll give him the 32. So a gain of 2, but a turnover on downs.
And yet still, how many opportunities were to catch him about 10, 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage on some they're trying to just touch him with their upper body. You can't arm wrap tackles, and even at this league, they're still men. At this level of the game, these guys are still many D1, D2, D3 athletes, college players. You've got people of all levels of talent that you're just not going to arm tackle. I mean, running at full speed. It's just not going to happen.
Predators will start for the second time inside WPA territory. In case you're wondering, the previous one ended with a turnover on downs. Thompson to the left. Julian Drish, the quarterback, again on this drive, gives the handoff inside. And actually, gain of 3 on the play. So Drish came in after the Predators ran 4 drives, and he has now run 5 of his own.
I mean, the fact that the clock has stopped here doesn't hurt us either, but thanks. Thanks, clock guy.
Clock guy is a mess tonight. Drish throws inside and only because the receiver is so big is he able to make something out of that. And T.Y. Williams, he caught that coming inside on an outside pass, and he used his 6'6" frame and reached behind him. And the clock stops.
Well,
so
it never started.
The good news is that the clock stops on completions and runs on incompletions. Predators now inside the 20. Handoff to Slocum. He'll bounce his way inside the 15-yard line. That after the FatCobraTees.com first down.
And it's still not running.
The clock has not run on the last 2 plays now.
Three plays. Okay.
All right. Trying to see what they gave Slocum. They gave him about 5. So right to left, Predators inside the 15-yard line. Clock still not running. The guy's falling asleep at the switch over there. Drish and crew drop back. One fired, caught by Williams at the 15. Penalty flag flies. And he is going to lose about a yard on that play.
Looks like they might be. There might have been a hit on Drish for roughing the passer. If so, that's gonna with no time coming off the clock, that's gonna be it should be a pretty good pickup.
Well, we'll see.
They definitely came in late on Drish and gave him a bump well after the play was over.
So the
fifth straight play with no time off the clock.
This drive started at 12:27. The clock currently says
12:27.
Okay.
And not ticking.
Okay. So they put the ball inside the 10 down to the 8. Yeah, because they've screwed us out of a whole bunch of time.
Now they're waving. Now they're signaling.
He's
for their
still waving. No, he was doing it before.
Yeah. Well, what they're gonna do is come back and say, it's supposed to be at 10 minutes.
Predators could conceivably go 32 yards and never take a second off the clock.
Not 1 second.
Netters and Williams to the right. D'Angelo Thompson to the left for Julian Drish. He takes a snap, hands it to Derek Slocum as he powers by for 3 yards.
And it's still not running. Now it's a parody of itself.
It's making up for all the time we lost in Erie.
Say what you want to say. I know that's a tough thing to do, to call a game and to run the clock, but
yes, but if you were just calling the game and not adding commentary, you wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah. We're still at 12:27, Mike.
Predators now looking to run play number 7. Actually, I'm sorry, play number 6. Netters left way early. Hand off to Lon Van Zant, who's tracked down and rock bottom from behind with a horse collar.
Yeah.
He's saying it was his face mask, but I'm telling you, it was a horse collar from here to there and there to here.
And guess what?
And the clock never ran.
We're still at 12:27. So unless they're saying we're going to keep the clock on, we're going to keep the score on the field.
It's a good thing that Aaron's here tonight, sitting across from us at the 45-yard line, because a couple of weeks ago she may or may not have made the mistake of telling us that she was enjoying a beverage every time
we complained about the clock.
That
was Erie, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The Predators gained 3 yards and a first down.
And no time off the clock.
So now first and goal for the offense. I want to see Slocum punch one in here. Still 12:27 in case you're wondering. If you had that in the time card bingo. Hand off to Sloak, tries to bounce it left. Fights off a couple of defenders, maybe gains a yard down to the 2. And again, the clock does not move. So the ball at the 2-yard line in a 35-0 game.
Not for long.
Not in the favor of the Northeast Ohio Predators, who forced WPA into a turnover on downs 5 plays on their first drive of the second half. Williams, the receiver to the right, with Chris Netters, who's in the slot to the right of the left-hander in Julian Drish. Drish has passed all of his exams to become a cop.
Congratulations.
Now waits. Ooh, low snap. Picked it up right to the fullback. And he is stopped for a loss of a yard. And London will lose a yard. And still, the clock has not started.
At, 12:27.
I said about 10 minutes ago, legit, that this clock might be an issue. It's not the way that I thought it was going to be. 3rd down and goal from just outside the 2 now. Predators down 35. Van Zant to the left of the southpaw and Julian Drish. Same 2 receivers to his right. Fakes it, trying to get something. He tried to pump fake, and he maybe got forward. I think he got sacked and lost a yard.
He got sacked for a loss. At whatever point you've got to throw that ball away. I mean, you can't take a sack. You cannot take a sack. You can't take a sack on 3rd and goal from the 3.
Well, you really can't take a sack on 4th down. So we'll see what the defense can do here against this Predators offense. Still 12:27 to go on the clock here in the 3rd of a 35-0 game in favor of WPA. Drish in the shotgun on 4th and goal from the 5. Looks, throws back to his left.
Touchdown to Chris Netters.
A touchdown to Chris Netters. And the Predators score
with 12:27 to go.
12:27 on the clock. I kid you not. So
look at Chuck. Chuck's pissed off because they got on the board. That's crazy. Are you live?
I was.
You are.
I was live on our Predators account.
Oh.
So Netters with the touchdown. The worst part was I couldn't see Netters because of the staining here on the glass in front of us.
That was straight heat.
So I apologize for that.
When you have a coach seething mad because you give up 6 points.
He's mad there's still 12:27 on the clock. Drish drops back, floats one that was knocked out.
Drish's conversion attempt is no good.
So it's 35-6 with 12:27 to go on the clock. Back after this on the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network.
Woo-hoo!
Does your fill-up make you feel this good? It can with Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network program.
Yeah!
Just shop through fuelrewards.com and dine at participating restaurants to earn rewards. Then use your Fuel Rewards Network card at participating Shell stations to
save big!
Want to pay less for fuel, a lot less? Sign up free at fuelrewards.com. Restrictions apply. Limit 20 gallons per purchase per vehicle. For information on rewards expiration and other details, see fuelrewards.com.
Fill up with nitrogen-enriched Shell gasoline at the Shell Party Mart locations in Ottawa, Lipstick, Kalida, and the Main Street Party Mart.
Back here in the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network, Mike and DC, it's a 35-6 lead for WPA. Officially, no time comes off the clock on a 10-play or an 11-play drive.
It's inconceivable. Like they're resetting it now. It's got zeros on it now.
So the Predators took 12 minutes. Skolecki kicks off from right to left. Man is going to return here for WPA. Wow, he's got speed for days, and he ran right into 4 different guys at midfield. Brian Skolecki, the last one to make the tackle.
Did you see Slap running down on kickoff? I don't know why the clock's at 0 now. This is when it's dangerous, when you can't keep track of the score, because all of a sudden it's going to be 5 minutes ago in the game.
I'm not joking. How the hell they can run a play with no time left? Okay. So WPA takes over the 50. I have no clue what the time is, but they lead at 35-6. Handoff coming right for Lanier. Right of the defense, left of the offense, and he will gain 3 yards.
Mike Lanier, the ball carrier. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Trying to listen to the officials and see if maybe I could get a semblance of how much time is left. So now the ball at the 47 on 2nd down and 7 for WPA. They'll go 4-by-1 for the quarterback in Michael Wilson, who's accumulated all but one of the touchdowns today. Throws one over the middle on the slant, caught in front of the defense, and going for big yards down to the 20-yard line. Pickup of 27 on the play, and enough for a FatCobraTees.com first down. The amusing part is Kendall Robinson comes up with the first down, is the official looked at the clock and made the run the clock motion. Sorry, boss. There's nobody up there paying any attention to the clock whatsoever. First down and 10 now for WPA. Started at their own 50, now they're up to the 20. Gain of 30 yards, some would say. Wilson drops back. Sitgraves coming off the backside. Deep throw back of the end zone. Hassan Brown went for it, and it overthrew everybody and falls incomplete. Nightfall has descended here at Valley High School in New Kensington, Pennsylvania. Hall of Fame weekend down the road from our normal spot in Maple Heights in Canton. Brett Favre among the inductees. A lot of Hall of Famers in the Canton area. Michael Irvin, Tony Dorsett amongst those, Dallas Cowboy legends. I know here in Steeler country, probably not very helpful. Now Lanier shifts to the left side for Wilson, who will keep it, run straight up the middle, and he had a man for a second in Dante Edmondson who had a hold of him. Didn't last very long as the quarterback picks up 20 yards and the touchdown. Wilson now has run for a trio of touchdowns. Again, I can't tell you what the time of the game is, but
official word on the time clock issue was that they let the announcer know that if he kept making mistakes at halftime, that they were going to keep the time on the field. Apparently, they took that to heart in the third quarter. So we have absolutely no idea. They're telling Bobby they're kind of relaying that to Bobby.
It's a shame about, with how many people are, good people are in this organization, that something like that is happening, for their overall scope. Now on to kick it away is Jim Taylor. And he is good again. So one thing I do know is that it's 42-6 in favor of WPA. Back after this on the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Full Tank Transportation. Give James or Curtis a call at 440-759-7887 to schedule your party bus, shuttle bus, and charter bus with Full Tank Transportation. Bachelor and bachelorette parties, birthday parties, out-of-town softball, poker trips, Disneyland, and more. If you want to go, we want to take you. That's Full Tank Transportation at 440-759-7887, a proud supporter of Northeast Ohio Predators football.
Get to the chopper! This is Predators playoff football.
(42-6) is the score here on the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network. Somewhere in the third quarter, I imagine, as the Predators will get the football after giving up the 20-yard touchdown. Terrence Brown drops the football, picks it up at the 15, tries to use the block from Corn Strickland to free himself down the sideline. He does get to the 35, so the Predators get the football at the 35. And what's funny about it is immediately every time that happens, I turn and look right at the clock to see what the time is.
It's a habit, and it's a good habit to have. Just unfortunately,
42-6.
It's got zeros on it.
Is where we stand. So 65 points given up in 11 games this year, 10 on the field for this Wildcats offense.
Well, we got to kick it again.
The Predators are going to take the first down despite the offsides.
I let them kick again. No.
They took the 5 yards.
Well, it's a kickoff.
I'm just telling you what they did.
Yeah, that's boneheaded. You kick it again. If it's offside, you got to kick the ball again.
I'm just telling you what they did.
Okay, let's not be apoplectic.
I'm just telling you. And WPA took a timeout.
They were missing players. Kip Davis Jr. wasn't on the field, and it's like he ran on right before the ball was snapped.
Well, they got 13 standing out there right now.
Yeah. Well, 17 if you include the coach's staff.
I did not, because I said players. So the winner, again, gets either South Buffalo or Erie. In either case, it would be here with a continued win. Other games, a lot of interesting games tonight, really. Again, I think they just said that South Buffalo got within a point now.
I did hear that.
I think he said 14-13.
Yeah.
4-by-1 set. Excuse me, for Drish, who has been a mixed bag so far. He takes a snap, pump fakes, and pump fakes right into a pair of orange jerseys. One of them being Dana Brown Jr. I believe the other Kip Davis. So he comes on and immediately makes a play.
Yeah. Crazy thing about that is that there was no need for a pump fake. He had a wide open T.Y. Williams running through the middle of the field. T.Y. was probably about 15 yards past the line of scrimmage. The closest player to him was a safety that was probably about 5 yards off of him. So don't pump fake it. Let it go. Let your man that's able to make plays make plays.
Thompson and Williams right, Skalecki and Netters left for Julian Drish on second down and about 16. He scrambles around to his left and again taken down. He'll lose 6 more yards.
Okay, what happened on that play
You ever
was
get the feeling that your offensive line doesn't like you?
no. That happened. Looks like it looks like you got number 74 that did come in, who would have been Lorenzo Burgess. It was such a simple. It wasn't even a swim move. The defensive player, the right side defensive end, just made a jab step to the outside and came straight to the inside. He wasn't even touched by Burgess, who just stood straight up.
Burgess, who arrived at halftime.
So
3rd and 21 now for the Predators. Nearing the end of the third quarter, I suspect. As Drish drops back, floats the screen off to his right. And that's got to be Korn. Out to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 16 on the play.
Too many players were just standing around watching to see what he was going to do. If they'd have went and tried to make some
I
blocks.
get lost watching what he's going to do.
Well, yeah, but if you don't go and hit somebody, if you don't go and hit somebody, then they can come and hit him.
Korn on the year. He's averaging about 17 yards a reception for his 10 receptions. Drish able to break away here on 4th down and about 6. He'll float it to Strickland again, who tries to dance away. He's got room. Wow. Goes from one side to the other, and Korn still able to fall first and get the first down. A pickup of 10 on the play, and that should have been a penalty on the Wildcats. You cannot intentionally walk up and smack a guy in the face. Okay. BackoverTees.com, first down for the Predators. Somewhere in the neighborhood of a couple of minutes left in the third.
Timeout, Predators.
And the Predators take a timeout. I don't know what's happening. It can't be the quarter break because we haven't flipped sides yet. Predators are in the huddle. They've taken a timeout now.
And they've taken 15 minutes off the clock. No, I'm just joking. For the quarter.
Well, they took 12:27 off the clock at one point. As that, again, the Predators score the last time they had the football. They used the turnover on downs, went 11 plays, got a 5-yard touchdown pass from Julian Drish to Chris Netters. And that is the scoring synopsis so far. For Drish, it's touchdown pass number 9 on the year. For Netters, it's touchdown catch number 4. Both of those in the top 5 in the PAFL. Numbers-wise, I expect that on September the 10th that Netters will be a member of the Stars Conference in Medina for the All-Star game for the second year in a row as a member of the Northeast Ohio Predators.
One of those things that happened that happened in April of 2015 that absolutely benefited this team. The folding of the Rams and the Saints. I mean, out of that, we were able to pick and choose some tremendously talented people. And
ironically, 2 teams that the year before the Predators lost to.
Yeah.
Defense left way early, and Drish is going to try and make them pay for it. On first down, he will run straight ahead. Picks up 4 on the play.
The momentum swing, I like what I see. These guys are now playing with a sense of urgency. The empty backfield, let them play. Let them play.
Drish will try and scramble away from talent at the 50. Problem is he's left-handed, and when he cocked the ball back, he had a Wildcat who drilled him at the Predators' 47-yard line. Matt Davis is the one who gets a hold of Julian Drish. Davis hit him running full speed, I mean to tell you.
3rd and 16 for the Predators.
Who do you get the ball to? Who do you get the ball to right now? Korn?
Yes.
You get the ball to Korn?
Yes.
I mean, period. As a matter of fact, I'm not even being funny
yes,
right now.
Yes is the answer to that.
I promise you I'm not being funny. And if you're listening to me and it sounds like I'm being, comical.
He tells a lot of jokes, but
I'm
these
not.
aren't it.
I mean, right now, period, you get a ball to Korn. Period. If nothing else, if Corn gets the ball, he can at least make a play. What are they saying?
Predators are up against it late. No, that must have been the end of the quarter. So 3 quarters in the books here in Pennsylvania at Valley High School. It's a 42-6 lead on the scoreboard in favor of the WPA Wildcats.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Full Tank Transportation. Give James or Curtis a call at 440-759-7887 to schedule your party bus, shuttle bus, and charter bus with Full Tank Transportation. Bachelor and bachelorette parties, birthday parties, out-of-town softball, poker trips, Disneyland, and more. If you want to go, we want to take you. That's Full Tank Transportation at 440-759-7887, a proud supporter of Northeast Ohio Predators football.
You're listening to Predators Playoff Football. You're listening to Predators Playoff Football.
And in case you didn't figure it out, you're listening to Predators Playoff Football. Start of quarter number 4 for likely the last time this season, as the Predators trail entering quarter number 4 by a 42 to 6 margin.
14 to 6.
Wishful
really
thinking
good.
on my part.
That sounded awesome.
Clock running. I'm going to try and keep some semblance of this time so that I know.
But it's not running.
Yes, it was because he blew the whistle.
It doesn't start until the ball snaps.
Fine. Smart guy. He blew the whistle.
Yeah, that's.
No. The other one was Columbus Fire now up 19-0 on the Cleveland Cobras. Drish, still the quarterback here in the fourth quarter, throws one over the middle to D'Angelo Thompson. So it took D'Lo, or as they call him, Yo-Yo, to get a ball until his brother went to the sideline. Gains 9 on the play.
And again, if he's in the game and he is in the backfield, who do you throw the ball to? Who do you put the ball in his hands? The controller.
Strickland back there, blocking for Drish. Throw over the middle. T.Y. had it in his hands as he went high, had it knocked away from him. So a stand for WPA. And a turnover on downs.
I like the call. It was an aggressive play call. T.Y. did have an opportunity to make the play on the ball, a good defensive play. You live with that. I mean, I live with it.
Every day. About 14 minutes. That drive took about a minute after the quarter started. Now I'm using a relative version of time. And WPA will start at their own 43. Looking back at the Predators season before WPA takes the snap. 1-2 in the preseason. A win over the Patriots. 21-6 losses in Chicago. And here on this field, 6-3 to the PA Jags. That coming with 27 seconds left. A 60-yard run. And then a loss in Indy before a pair of straight wins. And a forfeit win. Kevin Sickgraves with the sack.
I don't know who number 35. Johnson.
T.Y. Pryor.
Yeah, T.Y. Pryor.
So they come in and get the sack.
You like to see that. You want to see some intensity. You want to see these guys still fight. I mean, regardless of what the scoreboard says right now, this team averages under 6 points a game. Put some points on the board.
Sickgraves on the opposite side of that ball, batted right back by Tim Weeks.
Again.
Brings up third down. Weeks, who, congratulations to him and his as well.
Man.
And
came to the game.
Well, it was what? Yesterday? Yeah.
Yeah. His wife, from the scuttlebutt is, based on what I talked to when I talked to Coach Gambrell earlier today, the arrangement was if she had the baby before the game, he could go.
He was trying to calculate exactly when on Saturday he would still be okay. Defense over-pursued, and Marcus Steele is going to have to try and give chase, and nobody is going to get there. And that is going to be a 62-yard touchdown run.
There was a lot of speed that shot through the center of that defense.
And it was a Wildcat formation because it wasn't even Wilson who was back there. I believe that it was, I thought it was Christian Jackson, to be honest with you.
I don't know who it was because I can't really see behind this mirror, this window, but that player is fast.
48-6 is the score up on the board right now. Roughly 13 minutes to go in this one. Again, I can't even apologize for the time because somebody wants to yell about things on the opposite side, but can't keep the time. Snap down, and the kick is up. So 49-6. Wildcats. Back after this on the Northeast Iowa Predators Football Network.
Honey, stripes are soft.
He's so late.
Introducing Pizza Hut Stuffed Garlic Knots Pizza.
Go on, gotta go. Hold on. Can you zip me up?
An appetizer and pizza all in one. Makes a night in feel like a night out.
We just started on the appetizer.
16 hand-rolled cheese-stuffed garlic knot appetizers baked into the crust of a large one-topping pizza. The new stuffed garlic knots pizza, an unbelievable amount of food, just $12.99. Only at Pizza Hut.
Back to Mike Hearn with more of the action of the Northeast Ohio Predators on the Predators Football Network.
$49-6 here on the Northeast Iowa Predators Football Network. Mike in D.C. and the record for points scored, again, in case you're wondering, you don't have to think back all that far, against the Predators is 58. That came earlier this season against the South Buffalo Celtics. Derek Slocum returns. Ooh, he had that ball knocked straight up out of his hand and was still able to get a return. And they're blowing the whistles, and how that's not a penalty. Slocum got hit by about 6 guys, and it continued to pile on after the play was over. But, hey, no blood, no foul, I guess.
I guess not today.
Apparently. And the Predators will take over somewhere
in the fourth quarter.
The 13:03 mark of the fourth quarter. And they'll set the football down at the 44. Predators just started at the 40 and weren't able to get anything out of it. But continuing what I said earlier, 21-0 win over the Mon Valley Mayhem in the month of May. A couple of weeks off before going to Medina as the home team and beating the Ohio Golden Knights, who finished 3-8 this season. 23-12, a win over the Mahoning Valley Tigers since they forfeited, took the ball at home. A loss against South Buffalo, a win against Lorain County, and a loss to Erie. Screen pass out to the left side to who else? Corn Strickland. And he is going to try and make something of it inside his opponent's territory.
No, that's
Casey.
Yeah, I was looking.
I noticed the red helmet.
You can't. They hadn't even spotted the ball yet, but they were marking for him to.
19-yard gain for Casey, the former University of Cincinnati receiver, and a ball tipped and incomplete after the FatCobraTees.com first down. If you need something screen printed, check them out. They can likely do whatever it is that you can think of. A terrific organization of those guys. Nicest guys. So now the ball at the 38-yard line after the completed pass and the incomplete pass. Get you the other scores in the PAFL and around the leagues before we go.
That's a dangerous receiving core right there.
Yes, it is. Trips to the left side for Julian Drish as he's got Terrence Brown to his right hip. He'll give it to Brown. Penalty flags fly. And no, I'm sorry, there's an interception. And they block in the back right in front of the official. And 2 Predators nail the return man. And Drake Carr's not going to be a guy who's going to back down. Drish throws his third interception in this game.
Off of his back foot.
And the Wildcats, who I said earlier on, have lived by the FSU mantra all season long, have been doing just exactly that to the Predators' offense here today. To the point where as they walk off the field, it doesn't really look like they know where they're going. Kind of stuck in reverse.
I don't know if the offense doesn't come back out on the field.
Well, they're all on the sideline right now. They're trying to plead their case to Bobby Gambrell, the head coach. Exactly what happened here is a mystery.
Because you got flags back here on the 24-yard line, and you got some on the 36. That's
roughly 12 minutes to go in the game of a 49-6 ball game. These two teams have played twice before.
And
I said
the
both.
offense comes back on the field. I didn't think. I thought that there was a defensive defense. The defense of the Wildcats created a couple of penalties that negated that interception, because it happened well before the interception came. So it looked like it could have been defensive holding or some type of something because of where the flag was thrown and when it was thrown, well before that interception was happened.
As they figured out, again, the third time that so the Predators should get the ball back based on offsetting penalties, given the precedents that we've seen earlier on.
That's what they're saying.
Okay. So now second down. They have to reset the chains. The Predators won the first matchup in the Heartland Football League in 2013 between these two, 40-12. And the second one, 22-21, almost exactly 2 months later, after the Wildcats had a 21-6 lead fall apart. And then a field goal, which I had it described to me today by my Uber on my way here. And it was described as, you have never seen a kicker this nervous walking on the field.
Look.
And he hit a 40-some-yard field goal for the win.
No, it was about 33.
Well, the Uber described it differently.
Yeah, and he's lined up off sides, too, by the way.
Slap Thompson back in at quarterback, and he throws one to Casey Gladney.
No, that's his brother.
Or D'Angelo. They've got the same different red helmet on.
Well, a lot of them have those stripes that go down through the center. Good catch by Yo-Yo. He got certainly 2 feet down, and then the third.
So pick up a 14 for D'Lo. As the announcer guessing.
Wow, Jesse just got murdered on that play.
And the sack.
I know that Jesse Peters is an awesome offensive lineman, but at right tackle, no, because he's just got same thing, jab step to the outside, came straight to the inside. There was no way.
Well, Darnell Harding, by the way, played at California University here in Pennsylvania. He has 45 tackles this year, and he has been blowing offensive lines up. So there's that.
Okay, there's the technique is just there.
Fourth down for the Predators. As they try to traverse from Thompson, penalty flag flies from the near sideline. TY has to go off his hands in the oohs and ahs as it falls incomplete. Now I question that Slap was the one that completed the pass on the first part of this drive. And penalty flag flies. Here's what's funny. You talk about Jesse Peters. Look at the offensive line between the Predators and the official. He is head and shoulders shorter than each one of them, and he kind of lost him right in there. Penalty flag goes against the Predators. So the incomplete pass. It's almost a turnover. Instead, a turnover on downs. Somewhere in the 9-minute mark of this game. Again, WPA, first time they've ever finished a regular season undefeated. And they're looking to wrap this one up and get to the Stars Conference Finals next week, which would be back here in New Kensington. They'll take it from their own 48-yard line. In somewhere in the 9-minute range. No scoreboard clock here today.
The amazing thing is if that actually if had T.Y. caught that ball, it was a first down. And it did go straight through his hands.
Deep throw. Only one man can get to it. He will not. At least not the one wearing a Predators jersey, as he's got torched.
Darden's a very good player, but he's given up a lot of big plays today. He's gotten beat for 2 touchdowns.
He just got beat for 38 yards.
And that play right there.
He got beat for one last week, too.
You know, his natural position, I think, is corner, but he's been playing safety.
He was a corner on that one.
Yeah, he's been playing right safety for many years. His Merriam Blue Racers experience, too. Smart guy, but, you know, today he got caught a little flat-footed.
So now the handoff. Running left, right into the waiting arms of Marcus Steele. Down to the 10-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play.
Again, I know Chuck Arn. Chuck Arn is going to try and score until the clock strikes 0.
Which, who knows when that is?
He's gonna keep trying to score, you know, period. I don't care if it was 10 seconds ago in the game. He might call a timeout right now to reset to try and throw it in.
It's a different quarterback. I was trying to decide who it was for WPA. Handoff, and it runs left down the sideline for a gain of 3.
This is that zone where I can't see, and I'm going to have to rely completely on you because I got nothing.
Johnny Bynum, who scored earlier on with the handoff, he had a 3-yard touchdown run the first time around. Clock somewhere, I believe, in the 8-minute range.
Yeah, I can catch a corner.
Well, we saw last week in almost the exact same situation against a different team from PA. Again, this is the Hassan Brown pick 6. He's out there on the right side, but I don't believe with as well as you've run the ball, if you're WPA, that you do anything else. Trying to argue a touchdown, clearly down at the 1-yard line.
If not, before that, his knees came down. His knees came down well before he outstretched.
So it's a first down. It'll bring first and goal inside the 2. Well, you're right. They did. They spotted him at the 3. So his knees came down before that. Never mind. The penalty apparently negates that. They move the ball back to the 15.
Probably, it had to be holding somewhere.
So it'll now be 3rd down and 10 from the 15. WPA in the shotgun, high snap. And they're going to try and run out to the 20, trying to dance away from Sitgraves down to the sideline. Although Kev is going to run the man out of bounds.
And because he ran out of bounds on his own, that stops the clock.
Not that it matters. So Kev, you gave him a sack there. Now in double digits for the second straight year. The first and only Predator to do that. As it'll be 4th down and about 1.5 miles. I believe that that's Raphael Hurd, who is the quarterback, by the way. Because he's thrown 14 passes this year. And he's also gained about 14 yards a rush on 11 carries. Taylor will come on to kick a 43-yard field goal. He is 1 for 1 this year. He connected about 45 yards.
I was waiting to see somebody get back there.
Snap is down. Ooh, blocked. It actually, weirdly enough, ends up being blocked off the back of one of the WPA players. The trajectory changed.
I was waiting to see if somebody went back there because there was nobody back there. Had that ball not made it, it just would have been floating around, waiting for it to be dead.
True.
And we'll just sit up here and let the clock roll down till somebody downs it, or the referees maybe blow it dead, which isn't prone to happen with a 49-6 game. You know, at this point, you know.
So the Predators get the ball around the 32-yard line.
You got a rag tag. You've got Weeks in. You've got playing left, the right tackle. No, right guard. Next to Rose. I don't see Dre Carr unless he was.
He might be in the penalty box right now.
No, he's playing left guard.
Danny Skolecki is the quarterback. T.Y. Williams went outside. He threw back inside.
Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Again, in a situation like this, you still want to put points on the board. The person that has proven already just this game that he can make plays with his feet, with the ball in his hand, put it in his hand, get some more points on the board. Yes, you want to get some guys some touches and may not have gotten too many looks or things like that, but right now,
I'm not sure, though, in terms of football smarts, that you don't have the best guy out there right now at quarterback. Because he might not be the most athletic of the three that are in there right now, but if Casey continues to run his route, he just stopped on that route. Pass ball is incomplete, but, you know, Danny's kind of been the de facto offensive coordinator this year, as he's 0 for 2 throwing the ball and now 4 of 10 on the year. But done some good things, throwing a couple of touchdown passes. The beautiful one at home at Maple to T.Y. And that was the first play. He came off the bench, and that was the first play he threw in that game.
Absolutely. Throwing a couple of interceptions there.
As they were called, ill-advised balls.
Yeah.
The one in Erie that I thought hit the ground until I saw the video about the 38th time.
You said until you saw it?
Until I saw it, yeah. So lucky now, pump fakes, looking to run. Penalty flag flies. Ball tipped and dropped by D'Angelo Thompson. Clearly incomplete.
It's again. But there's a flag on the play, and it's against the defense. So, you know, it was a free play.
He shorted that one too, though, because if the defender, obviously, again, barring the penalty, changing things, if he shorts that inside again, that guy's off to the races.
It's pick six. You know, right now, I mean, but the way if he goes a little bit over his head, D'Angelo's got nobody in front of him.
2-minute warning is the call. Predators, I'd tell you what, this might be better for them to just get it over and skip the 2-minute warning, because their body language right now is dumpster sauce. I mean, they walked out, and every one of them has their head down, just kind of like, are we done? Trips left, a single receiver in at Netters to the right. All-out blitz. And Skolecki wisely got rid of the ball. About 3 guys ran past him, and he was like, wait a second, hold up, what?
Yeah, that's kind of like a first down.
So the Predators get 2 incomplete passes. What? And they move back 5 yards. He got a false start. So hats off to WPA as they continue their run in the Stars Conference. That's going to be a heck of a game next week, with either they and South Buffalo or they and Erie.
Doesn't matter.
Again, they beat South Buffalo the first time around,
24-14.
21-14. turned around the next week and blasted Erie 51-3.
That's come on like shades of this game today.
But they would have the league's leading rusher, Alan Jones, here, as he had a decent game against them the first time around. Scalecchio on 3rd and 10. Takes a snap, low snap. He'll roll out to his right, looking for T. Brown. Nothing doing. Throws back across the middle. Caught by D'Angelo Thompson this time. And he will be taken down just shy of the 45. But it'll be a 13-yard gain and enough for Northeast Ohio Predators. Back Herbert T's first down. Predators hurrying up the line. Again, under 2 minutes to go.
Didn't get set.
As the throw caught by T.Y. Williams. Again, started from the 45 out to the 46 and used his length to get to the 49. So a pickup of 4 for T.Y. And either he's a huge fan of the diamond cutter or that was the end of the game. I believe that was the end of the game. So it is. So WPA now 11-0. And the Predators end their season at 6-7. Back to recap after this. But the Predators fall. That's it for this season. This is the Northeast Ohio Predators Football Network.
Honey, stripes are solid.
He's so late.
Introducing Pizza Hut Stuffed Garlic Knots Pizza.
Come on, gotta go.
Hold on. Can you zip me up?
An appetizer and pizza all in one. Makes the night in feel like a night out.
Just started on the appetizer.
16 hand-rolled cheese stuffed garlic knot appetizers baked into the crust of a large one-topping pizza. The new stuffed garlic knots pizza, an unbelievable amount of food, just $12.99. Only at Pizza Hut.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Full Tank Transportation. Give James or Curtis a call at 440-759-7887 to schedule your party bus, shuttle bus, and charter bus with Full Tank Transportation. Bachelor and bachelorette parties, birthday parties, out-of-town softball, poker trips, Disneyland, and more. If you want to go, we want to take you. That's Full Tank Transportation at 440-759-7887, a proud supporter of Northeast Ohio Predators football.
The action. This is Northeast Ohio Predators football.
Back here one final time this season, Northeast Ohio Predators football. Mike Hurd of DC Marbury, and Predators fall to 6-7 on the year. Just the second time in franchise history that a season has ended with more losses than wins. Ironically, 7 both times.
Yeah.
3-7 a couple of years ago, and now 6-7 this season. Predators fall also to 5-5 all time in the playoffs. This one, to be honest with you, it wasn't really close. You go back and look at the scoring earlier on. The big difference maker, Michael Wilson, who, for my money, based on what I've seen and based on the numbers, if I had a vote and anybody cared, he would be my league MVP vote. That dude is a monster. He throws for 3 touchdowns, runs for a couple, and he got one to make it 7-0. He threw a 33-yarder to make it 14-0. One of 2 he threw to Bruce Thornton on the day. Predators never really got into it, got down 21-0 when Wilson, after a questionable play, ran for a 35-yard touchdown. It was 28-0 on a 2-yard touchdown run, and then 35-0 at the half on the second of the touchdown passes to Thornton. Julian Drish threw the only touchdown pass of the game for the Predators at the 12:27 mark of the third quarter, in which the Predators ran 11 plays and the clock did not move once. So Chris Netters caught it, and then a pair of touchdowns added on a 20-yard run and a 62-yard run for WPA. So again, hats off to them, and best of luck to them next weekend as they compete in the Stars Conference Championship game against either South Buffalo or Erie, but it will be here inside what they also refer to as the Jungle.
Yeah, this has been an interesting season. I mean, I wanted to say that it's good to have some type of chemistry. We just never really got it this year. Tremendous amount of talent, a lot of guys that, some injuries, some unfortunate things that happened, and several people within the organization just never really got it going. And I hate to see something like that happen. My partner James Keck, this is his last season playing. Just got the new baby Jude, so soon to be a husband, 2 kids. Football's over for him in terms of playing, and to see this season go out the way they did today, it was disappointing for me as a partner. To see his season go the way it happened and end on this note today. I would have liked to see these guys kind of rally around, show some moxie, some type of spirit for a person who's poured so much into this organization. I just can't say enough to say that it's been a pleasure to run this team with them and with the help of Kim Steele. Just you hate to see something like that happen today, and it didn't seem like the effort was there from the start of the game till the end of the game.
Well, again, I mean, thank you guys for having me for another year.
That might have been one of the best decisions I made to hit you up.
I appreciate it. Other games, Indy was up big after the third quarter, 31-22. It actually kind of, that score is misleading, but Tornadoes lead now with 13 minutes left, 31-22. The Columbus Fire win 22-0 over the Cobras. And, well, what are we missing?
Erie SBC.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I haven't been able to find that one yet.
I'm waiting. I'm looking at your screen. I haven't seen it yet.
I'll tell you that one again before we go here in a second. But really, it's been a fascinating season. 2-minute warning in South Buffalo. Celtics 27, Express 21 with 2 minutes to go. So that one's going to turn into something interesting. I know the Wildcats will be hitting up Facebook here in a couple of minutes. But hats off to everybody for what the WPA has done this year. 11-0 as they continue on in search of the PAFL Championship. That takes place on August the 27th. And if WPA is victorious, they would have that game here at home on August the 27th.
Absolutely.
So the Stars Conference to host again. We are done with another year of Predators football. We hope that you have enjoyed it. If not, tweet your hate mail to @WienerMan46 on the Twitter. He handles our complaints. And it's been a pleasure again, as always, my friend.
Hey, pleasure was mine, my friend.
For one final time, Predators fall 49-6 here at Valley High School in New Kensington, Pennsylvania, end the season at 6-7. Thank you wherever you have been all season long for supporting Northeast Ohio Predators football. Have a good night and even better tomorrow. And we'll see you back here for more Predators football. Not in the near distant future.
Not.
Here I go. You've been listening to Northeast Ohio Predators football. Become a member of Preds Nation. Go to neopredators.com.